Hello, beautiful people. Yes, good morning. Let's start the week with stuff. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave your comments. That is free. If you'd like to join the channel for a small fee, more than that, really is great, and I really appreciate your super thanks and the PayPal donations. Thank you very much for all, but especially thanks for watching the video. I did a live yesterday with the Angry Bootneck, and I highly recommend you go and watch his channel. He has very good commentary, not only on the royals, but a bunch of other stuff as well. And he said something that, he has a soft spot for Harry because Harry's an actual idiot. He's not smart. He can't be classified as retarded or mentally ill per se, but he is not the sharpest tool in the shed. It's like the elevator does not reach the penthouse. So he blames Meghan Markle more. And I started thinking about it. How dangerous Meghan Markle can be when she gets her claws on somebody who's not smart, but is in a position of, well, Harry's not in a position of power, but his family is. So it shows how dangerous Meghan Markle, or somebody like Meghan Markle, can be, because everything that she's done has created chaos into everybody's lives, including hers and her children's. Because, if you think about it, she does bring chaos into her children's lives. She has literally isolated them from anybody and everybody who could assist these so-called children, because they're completely isolated, which is a is a basic tactic of a narcissistic, abusive person. They isolate you. None led coffee. So I started thinking about that, because the problem that I have with that is that Meghan Markle has, in spite of the fact, she has basically weaponized Harry against his own family and used him to weaponize him against, and used his family to weaponize the family's influence against her own sister and her own family and anybody who tries to speak out. Because that's basically what she's done. I am royal, but she's not really royal, is she? But let's get into this a little bit. Harry's having so many lawsuits coming out of his ginger ass is not even funny anymore, One of his major points is that the reason why he needs security is because he's got a bunch of neo-Nazis, his position that he was born into that he didn't ask for, and that his wife's race. Let's get into those three to begin with. And this is all of Meghan Markle's doing, in the sense that she's guiding and forcing Harry to demand what he believes or has been led to believe by Meghan Markle he's entitled to because of her own entitlement. So let's just get into this one. Okay, he believes that he is entitled to 24-hour around-the-clock security because he was born a prince. He's fifth in line to the throne. He has neo-Nazi threats because of his wife's race and because of his military service. Okay? So let's get into this. And then he goes and asks, who else has been I'm fifth in line to the throne, so my position puts me high up. So he wants names. So here we go. Beatrice and Eugenie are stripped of the 24-hour protection after row over $500K annual cost. That was in 2011. Prince Andrew's daughters are to be stripped of the 24-hour police protection after a growing row over the $500K annual cost. This is over 12 years ago. This is about 12 years ago. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie are the biggest losers of a Scotland Yard review of security for the royal family. The princesses, fifth and sixth in line to the throne, will be given protection only when they attend official events on behalf of the royal family. Back then, they were actually doing some official duties for the Queen. They were kind of like working royals. Prince Andrew had fought ferociously for the protection officers to stay. He argued his daughters should be treated differently from other minor royals because they enjoy HRH status. But his argument failed because their cousin, Sarah Phillips, the daughter of Princess Anne, has no protection, even though she has a higher public profile. Because let's not forget, Sarah Phillips she has a public profile, in spite of the fact that she doesn't have an HRH nor a title. But her mother is Princess Anne, Princess Royal, who is very high profile. You know, people may say, oh, she's not, and she's not. Princess Anne is not a minor royal. Harry and Meghan Markle are minor royals. They're even non-working royals. Okay, so his argument failed because Sarah Phillips, the daughter of Princess Anne, has no protection, even though she has a higher public profile. And let's not forget that Sarah Phillips is also an Olympic medalist. Andrew's wish that his daughters follow him into public life has also been thwarted. The Queen has made it clear that she expects the princesses to pursue their own careers after university rather than go on the civil list as working members of the royal family. The decision will please Prince Charles, who has been exasperated by the embarrassment caused by his younger brother's controversial activities as UK trade ambassador. Yes, because Andrew has been was embroiled in really, really shady activities as the UK trade ambassador. Charles has long believed that the royal family has to be leaner and more cost-effective, even though his own spending, £16 million last year, is lavish by comparison to the famously thrifty Queen. The controversy over the protection officers for Andrew's daughters has been rumbling for years. The princesses have not, and they go how they go out and do stuff, how they travel needlessly, and that increases the cost of security. Does that remind you of somebody traveling needlessly? Prince Andrew insisted his daughters have full-time protection despite private police assessments that they were low-risk targets. Okay, so the Home Office, this is back then, other minor royals such as the Duchess of Gloucester, who unlike Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice performs official engagements, will also have their protection withdrawn when not on official duty. Okay, 2 years ago, Prince Andrew spoke publicly of his desire for his daughter to continue his work as a trade ambassador, but he has lost that battle too. So the Queen put her foot down. The Queen said no. Even working royals will only get, some working royals, get Princess Anne, who is the daughter of the monarch, was the daughter of the monarch, didn't get around-the-clock protection only when she worked. She still does. Now, Princess Andrew served in the military, right? And Prince Andrew, served in the military, and therefore his daughters were targets, because let's not forget the war and that he served on, and he was a military for many years. He was actually a war hero. So he also has a target on his back, and therefore his family too, which are his daughters. Okay, and they were 5th and 6th in line to the throne. Over 12 years have passed, nothing's happened to them. They pay and they fund their own security. So basically, if Prince Harry were to get the security now, it would be because Charles gave in. Because the Queen, and let's not forget that Prince Andrew was the late Majesty's favorite kid. And she said, no. Beatrice and Eugenie will work. No more. No, we're not going to add more people. And as it says in this article, because Charles has been yelling to the winds that he wanted a leaner monarchy, and his spending back then was 16 million pounds, which was about 6 million pounds higher than Her Majesty, the Queen's back then. This tells you a lot. But it really falls into also Prince Charles, because he's a king now. Charles being, but he's not my king. Charles being, this is how dangerous Meghan Markle is. Because her entitlement is saying to her, I have to be on par with Princess Catherine. And let's not forget something. Harry talks about race because of Meghan Markle's race. That Meghan Markle's mother is biracial or mixed race, and her father is completely white. Let's not forget that Harry himself is mixed race. Harry himself, just because you look at him and you see this ugly ginger, it doesn't mean that he's not mixed race. I got news for you. Yeah, his kids, his kids are whiter than snow, and depending on which Photoshop you catch them on, they have either brown hair or ginger or blonde hair, right? But they are mixed race. The Queen is descendant from black Queen, from her on her side, and his mother has Hindu there, so he is mixed race. Just because, again, he's ginger. And one of the things that many people don't know is that Princess Catherine to this day still get death threats because she was a commoner, and there's so many nut jobs out there who think that she shouldn't be part of the royal family because she's not of noble birth or royal birth. But Harry talks about being always having a target. He's made himself a target with that book, with his public appearances, trashing everybody. Not only has he increased his own risk, but the risk of the rest of the family. Because, my number, 25. I think it was 25, right? But it's incredible how somebody like him, who has a powerful family, and the head of the family is as weak as the son, they are dangerous. Meghan Markle is dangerous in that sense because she knows how to pick weak men. Usually there were weak men in positions of, no consequence. But now she's picked a man whose family, and Charles, whatever Charles wants, Charles gets, because Charles wants, for some reason, he's determined to have Harry there. And it's not that the palace or Harry is driving people insane, it's Charles, because he wants Harry there. So their palace is trying to bend over backwards without giving in to too many demands. Because as a birthday gift, Meghan Markle is asking that she rides her own carriage with Harry and her 2 children, because of course he's 5th in line to the throne and Archie's 6th in line to the throne. So I started thinking, he is dangerous, but he's dangerous in the sense that he is a weapon in Meghan Markle's hands, that she has, I wouldn't say effectively used, because she's not in a position, she's not really in a position. The only reason why her position is strong is because she has somebody like Charles heading the family. Her position she wouldn't be making demands had the Queen been alive. We saw that the Queen in 2011 stripped, Eugenie and Beatrice and Eugenie of police protection, in spite of the fact that they were the daughters of her favorite kid, Prince Andrew, a war hero who probably had, the same arguments as Harry. And in regards to the race, that's a moot point because the Queen comes from, and they all come from, from black heritage. So is Harry an idiot, a dangerous, useful idiot in Meghan Markle's hands? Or is he a victim? Because he's that thick that he can't see that, I'm sorry, I have allergies. That he can't see or doesn't want to see, because he's also an entitled prick. Let's not forget that Harry is an entitled person, that whatever Harry wants, he has gotten so far, and he has had a Buckingham Palace to cover for him. And Meghan knows that and knows how to identify that. She is a very good predator in that sense. And she knows that Charles is weak. She knows that Charles will put image above everything else. Why does she know that? Because she's the same. And she knows that Charles is desperate for certain things. And she knows that she is making his life a living hell by using her own kid. His own kid, sorry. So yeah, Meghan Markle is not above putting her own children, if she has any, as a shield, or to use them, to exploit them, to get what she wants. So Harry so far has trashed his entire family, his entire country, the military. I don't think the military wants them there. So she has been effective in isolating Harry, but she hasn't been effective in properly using that weapon. That's just my assessment. You know, because had she been effective and smart about it, she wouldn't find herself in this situation, which is hated, called out on every single lie, being sued by the likes of Shallon Lester, which is not going to be pretty because Shallon Lester doesn't capitulate. She doesn't really care. But you have Harry, who now finds himself, and actually something that Matt said, yesterday also, it was that he believes that that is her purpose, to make sure that Harry is hated in the UK, to ensure that he has nobody else to cling to but only her. But that's a typical thing that a narcissist and somebody evil does. I'm going to make sure everybody in the whole world hates you, so I am your savior. What do you guys think? Please let me know. But, that thing that whether they're coming or not to the coronation, they are coming to the coronation. And do you think that Charles will capitulate to Meghan Markle's demands of having her own carriage? Because I'm already starting to listen to rumbles about, he's fifth in line and sixth in line to the throne. Of course, this is why he has to be there. No, only working royals have to be there. And the Queen, Her Majesty the Queen in 2011 said no, to her own favorite kid, who had also been a military officer. So tell me, all of those arguments that Harry's giving are basically, there already is precedent that the fifth and sixth in line to the throne were stripped, that were not working royals, were stripped of security in spite of the fact that they were born into that position. Harry's position will get more irrelevant as the Princess of Wales children grow, because they will have their own kids. So, he'll be relegated to 14th, 15th, 16th place. He has made himself a target with the stupidity. People in the United Kingdom shouldn't have to pay for the stupidity, for his stupid actions, or the stupid actions that Meghan Markle asked him to do. That is his own doing. He's a grown-ass man. So at what point is Harry still a victim and a semi-useful weapon against the monarchy, especially Charles? And how much is he his own man? And do you think that they deserve to have received an invitation and take place of pride during the coronation? And do you think that they will be at the balcony? I have a hunch they will be, because people are starting to say, well, of course he's fifth and sixth in line to the throne. He's a non-working minor royal who lives across the pond. But unfortunately, so far, he has gotten away with everything, with titles and everything. They receive more titles now. Anyways, let me know what you think.